Hey guys, how's it going? Owners here, and welcome to F1 2014 career mode. So yes, I decided to do a career mode on the channel. I hope it will get a good response. I decided to go with a full season, and we're going to drive in the Scuderia Toro Rosso team, legendary AI, and every single assist is disabled. So we'll see what we can do.
Welcome to the start of your Formula One career. Let's take a look around. This is the hub menu. As you move through the menu, the screen will update automatically. If an option needs your attention, an icon will appear above it. The email system provides you with key information throughout the season, so it's important to check here regularly. At the top of the screen is the race calendar. You'll notice that some races have icons associated with them. These indicate that something special will happen at that weekend. You can view a guide to each circuit by selecting it in the calendar and pressing to view more information. Towards the end of the season, you may receive contract offers from certain teams. This will depend upon your performance out on track, so aim to make every race count, and you could be in a prestigious position next season. That's the key features of the Career Hub. Be sure to have a look around before you go out on track.
So after a long speech from David Croft, I'm here again with my voice, going to check out a few of my emails. They are basically all the same as other career modes in other Codemasters F1 titles. So yeah, nothing new there. Mainly the whole career screen here is basically the same, but fair enough. It's all about the racing, so we'll see whether the racing will be something fun. Here's the confirmation here on the schedule, or the template. We are going to run a 50% race distance, spark from May on, and a full weekend. I will do qualifyings, I will do practices, and I will do a well, basically a little bit of a debrief, if you could call it like that, on practice and qualifying, and then make a separate race video every single race basically. So welcome to the practice. We are going to step in our Toro Rosso for the first time for well, the practice here at Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. Try to do a little bit of setup work and see how it all works, get a feel for the car, and well, at the end of the day we'll see where we are going to end up. So the first time we are going to jump out on track, and as I said, I will do then a little bit of a highlight video on what I have done in the practice, and do the lap time sync for qualifying, and then in the race we will also feature the highlights. So first time of the season, going out on track in my Toro Rosso. Obviously I'm using cockpit, took quite a bit of fuel, just want to get a feel for the car as I said, and see how we do. So after a few laps I already saw that the car had a lot of understeer, and I failed it. Of course, we are in a Toro Rosso, so what else can you expect? But at the same time, the car likes to oversteer quite a bit thanks to the heavy torque. Yeah, for the rest, I think it is a pretty good feeling. And well, here you can see me popping up at 132.1. This was in my first stint. So I went back into the pit and made a few changes, and actually a few stints later, I still didn't manage to improve on at 132.1. It seems like I have just nailed my setup straight away. And maybe that's the right setup to run with actually, and do some more testing on. I changed mainly aerodynamics, but I couldn't get faster. Whether it's due to more tire wear, it definitely plays a role, but yeah, I felt like I could improve that 32.1 as it didn't really feel as such a great lap, but fortunately I couldn't do it, and so I went back into the pits and made a few more adjustments, and eventually went out on the option tire. Switching onto the option tire made the front end feel much better, and the traction as well. That's what you would expect, and straight away I was a couple of tenths up on my medium tire. Let's put it like that. The lap time I put in with the medium tire. So yeah, I was a lot happier with this option tire. I felt a lot more comfortable with it. But I did notice during the practice that I was doing quite a good job in the first two sectors, and I dropped a lot in the third sector. Compared to Hamilton, I dropped over a second, while I was faster than Hamilton in sector 1 before. I don't know if this is setup related or something else, but a second is a lot. After a cool down lap I decided to give it another go with the same set of the option tires and well, straight away faster in the first and second sector. But then on that very same lap I made a mistake in a quick left-right chicane. I went off the track and so I exceeded the track limits, and so the lap time didn't count and I returned back into the pits. The session was completed and I was 1/10 behind my teammate, but bear in mind that I was 4/10 quicker on that very same lap where I made the mistake. So I could have ended up in front of my teammate. Fernando Alonso was quickest. Let's go to qualifying. Stepping into my car for the qualifying, and I didn't have a great feeling about this. I didn't really pick up a lot of information in the practice session, although I did seem to have a good pace, but I didn't know whether the AI was going to be a lot quicker than they were in practice, and whether the track was the track evolution was present and could provide me into being quicker as well. This is the setup where I went with in the end. Slight weird setup, but yeah, as I said, the practice session wasn't really that informative, and so I didn't really want to change a lot of things anymore. First of all, I want to try out the medium tire. You know, if I can get into Q2 on the medium tire, on the medium tire, it would be perfect. Medium tire is the prime tire for this weekend, so I'm going to try that first and go out on track. I would honestly be surprised if I can get into Q2 on the medium tire. Of course, we have the Marussias and the Caterham behind us, that is for sure. But yeah, it's probably a battle between us and the Lotus cars, perhaps. So yeah, and then you also have my teammate. Anyway, we're going to try it, and let's see what we can do this lap. So opening up the final corner, trying to have a good run out of the final corner. It's very, very hard to put the power down out of that corner. It causes a lot of oversteer generally. So I took 5 laps of fuel, so I can give it 2 goes, and now we enter the first corner, see how it goes. Way too far off the apex, going a little bit wide as well. That only compromised me, so a lot of time lost there for sure, a couple of tenths probably. But anyway, continuing on with the lap. But at the end of sector 1 I decided that this was pointless to keep on going, and so I put it down in mix 1 and let us load this car through, which is Grosjean, and try it again on the next run. Do a cool down lap, try it again. So after that cool down lap I tried to give it another go here as we turn the engine up to rich mixture, and so we'll have another go at it. Of course the tires are still in pretty good shape because I took it very slow on the cool down lap, as we have a little bit of traffic exiting the pit. There's Ricciardo, and actually he is a little bit in the way, could have been worse, got some oversteer on the exit as well, but yeah, that corner could have been worse, and indeed after the first sector we are 4 tenths down already on our teammate entering the second sector right now. There's a little bit more traffic up ahead, but I don't really think they will be that much of a factor during our lap. So it seems like this medium tire strategy where I went with is just the wrong choice. I mean, I already lost 4 tenths in the first sector. Of course we lost some time to Ricciardo, thanks to Ricciardo, but yeah, it wasn't worth 4 tenths for sure. And indeed dropped another 4 tenths in the middle sector, which is basically just a few straights. So yeah, this is not great really. I still keep on going though and try to set in a good lap. Who knows, Ver maybe nailed his lap and it will put him up in 10th spot. Of course the top 18 I think it is advances to Q2, so that's really our target as we come through the final sector here. Very difficult final sector really, especially in this Toro Rosso. Hard to put the power down. Traction is not really that great, especially out of this final corner. It's horrible, as you can see there. Horrible final corner, opening up the DRS though. But I don't think this will be a great lap, and indeed is not a great lap at all. It is 2.3 seconds off our teammate, so we lost, well, what is it, 8 tenths before, so we lost 1.4 seconds in the final sector alone. With 3.5 minutes left I decided to go out on the option tire and give it just one more shot. We were down in the last place at this moment, but obviously we can improve with these softer tires, but will it be enough? It actually looks very hard for us to come well through this Q1 session and advance to Q2. We'll see what we can do then on our lap. So here we go for our one more lap. We can give it actually 2 more laps I believe, but I don't have the fuel for it as I went with the lowest fuel as possible. I want to set quickest lap as possible here, the fast lap as possible. So here we go, breaking down for the chicane. Again, too far off the apex, just cannot get the car to turn in there. Oversteer on the corner exit, you can definitely see that I'm pushing, that's for sure. There it's wide open for the run down to turn 3, brake at the, oh, this is 100 meter board, down to second gear, get in there. Could have taken more speed into the corner, so not a great first sector at the moment. Again there, could have carried more speed into it, but yeah, at the same time, I don't want to make a huge mistake or something like that. I have only one lap to get it right here, and we are right now 2 tenths down on Maldonado in 16th position. He was currently in the cutoff point then, and so that is better, 4 tenths up on our previous medium lap time lap. So here we go through the second sector, kept the wind track limits there, that is very important, running it out a little bit too wide as I touched the grass. That is going to compromise us for the chicane here, a little bit less grip. Could have been worse though. 8 tenths up and still about 2 tenths up on Maldonado, but this is the sector where I lose it every time, and I knew at this moment that I probably wouldn't be able to get into Q2 because I just lost too much time simply in the final sector here. I'm going to lose more than 2 tenths here. I still try to push as hard as I can, but you pretty much know as a driver now that it's over. A little bit oversteer there, keep it in 5th gear. You can see once again, and I'm trying. I really am, but I don't think it will be enough. Coming through the final corner, trying to put the power down, which is so hard. The rest wide open for the run to the line. Let's see what it is. 130.0 to beat. It's a 130.4. So 6 tenths lost to Maldonado in that final sector, and we do not advance to Q2. A surprise there. Here are the results. Down in 18th place. Indeed, the confirmation we haven't made it to Q2. Next up will be the race. I hope you guys will join me for the race highlights, and I'll see you soon.